are, of course, actually down to our last two fairies as well. So we just gotta get the one that's in this box and the one that's in the box that I could not reach in the previous room. Come on, Wolfos, don't be a dick. Nope. Okay, apparently while rolling you can't get caught on ice. Wait, caught on ice? Okay then. I've never used that term before. I didn't think you could get caught on ice. I guess it would be kind of like the tongue stuck to a frozen pole effect. That's literally the only way I can think of that caught on ice would make any sense. Arg. Grab it. Gracias. Va bene. I need to play Ascreed again. It's been quite a while. Alright, so through this door. The only door we've got left. Now, you gotta be actually kind of careful because you can overshoot the box. And I've done it before. And so, we caught all stray fairies. So, I will be back to this dungeon in a little bit. I want to go take care of a couple things first. First things first, I'm going to need to get to this red door. Here we go. I need to get out of this place and go back to the Goron village. Because now that we've got the ice arrows, there is a doorway I was avoiding. So now we can open it up. And doing it now makes it significantly easier than if you wait until you beat the SnowHead Temple. I know it's breaking immersion, but one, I want to get the magic upgrade before getting to the boss, and two, I want to go on and get this item before getting to the boss as well. It's not going to make the boss easier, I only want to get it because then I can go straight to where I want to go after the boss instead of having to do this side quest. And with this extra item, you'll be able to gain entry to the Romani Ranch on day 1. However, it's already too late for me to do the Romani Ranch side quest, but like I said, I can just reset the day. And no, I don't need that. There we go. It is actually possible to melt this ice without the fire arrows. It's just very difficult to pull off. Alright. So let's come on in here and talk to what should be a familiar face to anyone who has played the Zelda Ocarina of Time game. This guy will give us a chance to get the powder keg license, or the power keg. I call it the powder keg. Oh, it is the powder keg. Anyways, this guy will give us the powder keg license if we can manage to get this over to a bombable rock that is blocking the Goron racetrack. Well, this is a lot easier to pull off if you do it while it's still before beating the SnowHead Temple, because everything's still iced over. Once you beat the SnowHead Temple, it'll pretty well much be immediately spring, and the frozen lake that we used to be able to walk across will no longer be walkable as a Goron. Well, it won't be walkable at all, you just can't enter it as a Goron at all. Either way, I find it much easier to do this now instead of waiting. Because now we can do exactly what I did with the rock sirloin and just jump off that bridge and come directly over here instead of walking all the way around on the bridges here. It's just so much easier for me to do it now. And that's why I'm doing it now. I don't know why people wait for it when I'm already here. Granted, if you wait until after you beat the SnowHead Temple, the little kid Goron will have a little bit extra dialogue going, boo-hoo, the door is blocked, wah, wah, wah. I just want to do it now. So now the Goron racetrack has been opened up. And now if we go back and talk to the guy, we can overshoot my target. Absolutely. Anyways, now if we go back and talk to the guy, he will give us one free powder keg, which will act as our powder keg license, because even though we were just using a powder keg a second ago, it was never actually entered into our inventory. So if you forget to actually do this and come back to him, you'll have to redo the powder keg license side quest, because you wouldn't have had it technically in your inventory yet. And so we get a powder keg, which now allows us to buy powder kegs from a guy in the clock town. Yeah, I know. Shut the fuck up. We can pay him 100 rupees to buy a new powder keg. However, I don't want to do that, because I already have a powder keg, and 2, I'm not going to be able to use the powder. Actually, I will be able to use the powder keg, because I'm going to be heading over to the Milk Road after beating SnowHead Temple, because there is a heart piece that I can show off how to get. It's going to be kind of tricky to get, because there is a certain amount of random numbers in getting that heart piece. It's the dog races that I was telling y'all about when I first entered the Romani Ranch. You can choose a dog, and if you get second place, you get twice your money back. If you get third place, you get 3 times your, or if you get first place, you get 3 times your money back. But with the Mask of Truth, it makes getting it a lot easier. And over here, as y'all can imagine, is the Fairy Fountain. Which, this one, since it's green, y'all can imagine, yes, it gives us an upgrade to our magic bar. So, the Great Whore of the SnowHead Mountain will give us a upgrade. So yeah, now all we've got left is to beat the SnowHead Temple boss. And then of course get the upgrades to my swords, because I've already got it going for the Razor Sword. Once it turns day, I'll be getting the Razor Sword and putting it back in for the second upgrade, which will be the Gilded Sword, the level 3 sword. I explained in the last episode, yes, it is a level 3 sword, not a permanent level 2. I understand why people make that mistakes. No, it's a level 3 sword, viewers. Oh, I forgot these guys spawn at night. Yeah, well, it's not like I need full health to beat this boss. In fact, this boss is going to be pretty damn easy. Just got to get back to it. Okay, here we go. And so all we gotta do is just backtrack. Seems like "and so" is my catchphrase for this Let's Play. Mainly because I find it hard for me to commentate on 100% runs. I mean, how am I gonna spin it any other way than, okay, you go here to pick up this item. This is why I generally don't like doing 100% runs, because my commentary tends to be a bit lacking in the sense of, well, yes, I'm getting everything and showing how to get everything. It's just, I find it tedious and really hard to commentate on Okay, you come here to pick up this item, then go that way to pick up that item. Yeah. By the way, this is a bomb tube. If you shield him, he'll blow up. Okay. Now, some people think there's only two ways to fight this boss. One way is with the Goron mask, where you can roll infinitely, or kind of roll infinitely, and just keep rolling into the bitch. The other way being there is a spot you can stand in where Got will stop moving. Yes, the name of this boss is Got, but there's a spot you can stand in where Got will stop moving and try to fire at you, but each shot will be a miss. So you can just stand in there and shoot at it with fire arrows and take it out pretty well, much instantly. Well, not instantly, but a lot easier than if you're trying to roll after it. And a lot of people think those are the only two ways you can fight them, but there's actually a third way, which takes a bit longer to pull off. Like centering the goddamn camera. Anyways, it takes a little bit longer to kill him this way, but it is possible to actually fight and kill Got that way. Basically, as you notice, we're inside the doorway, and Got is frozen in the ice. Well, naturally, there's going to be pots where you can pick up, grab, or break them, and they'll give you arrows. Along with these, which are magic pots that... Oh, you can pick them up. Anyways, along with those, which are magic pots, but once you release them, you can just stand in this doorway and he'll run by about every minute or so, and you can just keep shooting him as he comes by. You will never take damage using that method. However, you gotta remember, it is definitely the slow method of the game, or the slow method of fighting him. The quickest method of fighting him is doing the Goron roll, and basically jump into him. When you get to these jumps, you'll see that you get air. If you jump into him, you can knock him down. Just gotta be careful, because if you miss, you can cause some serious pain to yourself. And if you're wondering why I came out of the roll there, it's because you can actually deal more damage and kill him quicker by punching him instead of rolling into him a bunch of times. Granted, it makes it easier to constantly hit while rolling into him. You just do more damage while punching. You can get 3 hits on him, and that final punch does do double normal damage. And if you get too far away from Got, he will stop and start shooting stop moving and start shooting lightning at you. So you gotta be kind of careful about that. And as you can see, his ass is starting to get pretty red, or pretty electrified. Once you deal enough damage, he'll start pooping out bombs. But, there you go. That's Got in a nutshell. Not all that hard of a boss. In fact, I find Odala a lot harder of a boss when you don't know about the quick spin allergy. There is one boss that is significantly harder than both of them, though. And that would be the third boss. First things first, heart container. And Got mask. We got the Got mask. Okay, so yeah, we have captured another evil spirit in a mask. And now the SnowHead Temple is fully finished off. I just gotta remember to do this mini-game that's coming up, and we will be good! I don't know why this one is blue. You'd think the water temple would have the blue background since most people associate water with, well, blue. I honestly don't know why people have such problems with water temples. I actually generally like the design of the water temple in both Ocarina of Time and in this game. Some people find it kind of tedious in the first, or in Ocarina of Time, to constantly go up and down, but I generally don't have a problem with the water temple designs. In fact, generally I like it just because there are fewer rooms you have to enter, so there's fewer rooms you have to check off of, okay, have I done this room yet? Or have I done that room yet?